Now, as many of you, I'm sure, will know, that this idea of the maternal breast comes from Melanie Klein and from Kleinian psychoanalysis. The maternal breast is the primary object of identification for the infant, and as such, a very specific object. During the earliest phase of its life, the infant cannot distinguish between self and other, as its ego has not yet developed. Thus, the infant does not recognize the mother as a separate individual, but experiences her as an object that either gratifies or denies its needs. And as an object, the maternal breast signifies this state of flux and lack of differentiation. Now, the breast is usually divided into what is called the good breast and the bad breast, okay? Whereby the good breast is the breast that satisfies the desires of the infant, feeding, nurturing, etc., etc. The bad breast is the breast that starts to deny and frustrate the infant. Now, for Melanie Klein and her followers, these processes are primary and more primitive, psychologically speaking, than the Oedipus complex that Freud pointed to, that Freud developed. So Freud focused on the Oedipus complex and said you couldn't, look at anything earlier than the Oedipus complex, because children can't speak. The notion of the partial object, the good breast, the bad breast in Kleinian theory, is pre-Oedipal. Now, the significance of Lewin's notion of the dream stream is that it implies a certain regression into pre-Oedipal states where the ego begins to dissolve. And what he suggested is the experience we have of watching a film returns spectators to this more primitive state of identification. Therefore, just as in our dreams, when we allow ourselves, we can't stop ourselves, just as in our dreams, as we sort of fall back into this sort of flux of erotic desires and fantasies, where borders dissolve and identifications multiply, the cinema as a structure that we are contained within, okay, allows for the free play of these primitive and regressive pleasures. In short, the cinema offers identificatory positions for both male and female spectators that drew upon the pre-Oedipal experience of psychic bisexuality and provides the sensual pleasure of polymorphous sexuality as Freud outlined it. Now, this notion of the dream stream proved to be very important about 25 years later. But before then, I just want to show you another dream sequence from Hitchcock's Spellbound, which I want to contrast to the dream sequence earlier. And also, this sequence shows the attempt to represent the psychoanalytic act on the film. This is from Alfred Hitchcock. This is a film called Spellbound, which I think, again, was in 1946. I can't remember exactly the date of this film. Psychoanalyst working in a mental institution. The film concerns a new doctor who turns up at the institution. This is Gregory Peck, the patient you will see in a moment. As the film progresses, we realise that Gregory Peck is not actually the doctor who he's supposed to be. He's a patient, he's someone suffering from amnesia. He cannot remember what he's doing there or why he's pretending to be a psychiatrist. Alright? So the film follows the psychiatrist's attempt to unravel his history, to find his hidden past, to find the cause of his anemia, and what has happened to the real doctor who's gone missing. In this part of the film, they're on the run, the police are searching for him. Apparently, the real doctor has been murdered, he's been killed. So she takes Gregory Peck and she takes him, she's a pupil of this analyst here, she takes him to the analyst to see if he can help uncover the secrets of the past.
nights has been feeding me bromance.
I hear you. To sleep.
Bromance. Oh, yes, Rochester.
What's your name?
I don't know. Constance told you.
Oh, nobody told me. If I don't know a patient with amnesia when I see one, what do I know? You don't remember your father or mother? Wife or sweetheart?
No.
Don't fight me. I'm going to help you if I can. I'm going to be your father. I want you to look on me like your father. Trust me, lean on me. It's a shortcut that we haven't much time.
All right, go ahead. I'm leaving.
Maybe you got something you want to tell me. A single thought, a few words in the corner of your head. Go on, talk to me. Whatever comes into your head, just say what it is. Maybe you dreamt something. What did you dream?
I believe in dreams that Freud stem cell out of Louis.
Oh, you are a fine one to talk. You've got amnesia and you've got a guilt complex and you don't know if you're coming or going from someplace. But Freud is Louis. This you know. Wise guy.
You don't like me, Papa.
Do you want I should help you or not?
I'm sorry.
I explained to you about dreams, so you don't think it is who you are. The secrets of who you are and what has made you run away from yourself, all these secrets are buried in your brain. But you don't want to look at it. The human being very often doesn't want to know the truth about himself because he thinks it will make him sick. So he makes himself sicker, trying to forget. You follow this?
How do you feel?
Coffee.
Oh,
The patient is going to tell us what he dreamt.
Oh, fine. I'll take notes. I'll get my glasses.
Now, here's where dreams come in. They tell you what you are trying to hide. But they tell it to you all mixed up like pieces of a puzzle that don't fit. The problem of the analyst is to examine this puzzle and put the pieces together in the right place and find out what the devil you are trying to say to yourself.
let's see. I kept thinking while I was dreaming that all this meant something. There was some other meaning in it that I ought to find out.
We'll find out.
I can't make out just what sort of place it was. It seemed to be a gambling house. But there weren't any walls, just a lot of curtains with eyes painted on them. The man was walking around with a large pair of scissors, cutting all the drapes in half. And then a girl came in with hardly anything on and started walking around the gambling room, kissing everybody. He came to my table first.
Did you recognize this kissing bug?
I'm afraid she looked a little like Constance.
This is plain, ordinary, wishful dreaming. Go on.
I was sitting there playing cards with a man who had a beard. I was dealing to him, and it turned up 7 of clubs.